Okay.
What's up, you guys? Welcome to the post-game show. What do you say about this, brother?
I don't know if you could hear me. I'm sighing. I'm like, I'm exhausted. I'm frustrated. I'm tired. I've seen this movie. And if you're a Jet fan under 30 years old, listen to the older Jet fans like Kevin and myself. You know what this game reminded me of, Kev? The Buffalo game.
Mm-hmm.
When
Mm-hmm.
everything was on the line and
Yeah.
we had everything to play for. And
Yep.
what happens? We crap. No, why am I saying crap? We shit the fucking bed. I'm sorry. There's no other
And,
way to put this.
and so much for the reset, right?
Yeah.
You're missing wide open guys again.
Yeah.
You hit
Yeah.
you hit Barrios running across the middle right there. He's still running.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, Kev,
Elijah Moore, you hit him. He might be still running.
yeah. Yeah. Now, Kev, I said to you that you wear my team jersey, I root for you. Okay? So I'm not here to act like I wasn't rooting for Zach, but there are going to be a lot of Zach sympathizers who say, well, you got to understand he hasn't played for 3 weeks. He didn't have his feet under him. No, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this.
You're
And you
missing
know what,
wide
Kev?
open guys.
Yeah. And you want to know what, Kev? This time, I'm going to say I'm going to blame the whole organization from the coaching down to the players, because that first quarter, not only did the Jets look like they had no life, that stadium was like going to a funeral.
It was dead. It was dead. And why? Why? Why?
Because the Jet fan now has become deranged, deluded. I don't even know the word. I'm not smart enough. That this team is better than what it is. That this team is better than what it is. And let me tell you something. For everyone out there who thought Trevor Lawrence was a bust, go watch what he did this afternoon against Dallas. And now he's coming into our building. That's one. Number two, Quinnen, by time we get off the air here, Kevin, Quinnen Williams should be signed to a record-breaking deal, because that D-line was shit without him. So all you guys who wanted JFM here, JFM, that was a steal. I said it to you how many times, Kevin? He's a bust. He's not a leader. And I'm sorry, I love the guy, but the last couple of weeks, he's injured. Something they're not telling us. DJ Reed, I know he had a couple of nice plays, looked like shit again with his tackling. Look, and now we're 7-7. We're 7-7, and we have to hope for, let's have fun here, a plethora of things to go in our favor. It's not happening.
You were 7-3.
Yeah.
7-3.
Yeah.
You know what it reminds me of? Favre.
Yeah.
Favre.
Yeah.
8-3, and then that's it. You tank.
Yeah. Yeah.
Reminds me of the Favre season.
Let me ask you, Kev, and before I ask, please continue to like and subscribe. And for all the listeners out there, seriously, if you listen to our podcast, this question for me because of my misery. What are we seeing from Zach, okay, with all this talent that we believe we have a lot of talent around him that we wouldn't have seen if we stayed patient and kept Sam? I'm just asking. I don't know. I know everyone says Sam's a bust, and the numbers show that he is, but he hasn't had what this kid had.
Nope, not even close.
I tell you that, well, guys, all you guys love Mike White, and yet we lost to Buffalo, we lost to Minnesota. Yeah, I get it. But the difference between Zach and Mike is
You're like a frozen mess. A lot of trouble tonight. Like the teams.
There was chemistry between, in a nutshell.
No,
Denzel Mims starts the game with this great catch. And for all you Denzel Mims haters out there, enough. The kid could play. They should have figured out from last year how to get him more involved. He makes this great.
You're freezing to the point where I can't even hear what you're saying.
Great catch, and boom, he gets knee. When you watch the playback, it works. If not, we'll try to come on tomorrow and do it. Aimed out, we're freezing because there's a slew of things I want to say. From Salah's poor timeout management in the last 51.
Horrible. I'm screaming. Call a timeout. You have 3. Call a timeout.
Yeah.
Call a timeout. Get your head together. Get your shit together. Call a timeout. Nope.
Yeah. Did he not realize he had 3?
Horrendous.
Zach makes that throw to Wilson, and we let 22 seconds slip off the clock when we have all 3 timeouts.
Ridiculous.
And then the other thing is that, and this goes back to coaching. Now, maybe I was jumping up and down. I was a little wacky. That last play before the field goal, once Elijah catches that ball, he's got to go down. Unless he thinks he can go the 30 yards and take it to the house, he has to go down.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Too much time.
Timeout. It saves us a little more time. Yeah.
Right.
Poor coaching. And here's the other thing I want to tell you. And listen, a lot of Jet fans said this. Then bland. And I'm going to give you a perfect example. I don't know if you could hear me, but I'm going to keep talking. I'm going to give you a perfect example. 4th and inches, and we crowd the line because common knowledge or common way, or the old way of thinking is that they're going to try a quarterback sneak or a handoff, get the first down. No, their offensive coordinator, who's probably going to get a head coaching job, was creative, and he hit a 10-yard short screen to the tight end, who gingerly skipped his way. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Hallelujah, into the end. As much as the fans wanted Willie Parks back, and I like him too, what was that tackling on the line? Why did you even bother?
It's horrible. I don't even know what to say, man. There goes your season. There goes everything.
A game. Yeah. To lose your game in your own building. To lose a game. And listen, again, Kevin, I know I'm going Jekyll and Hyde. That's what you do when you're a Jet fan. Zach's going to play Thursday night. And I'm going to root for the kid because let me finish. He's on my team, but he is not the future.
Mm-mm.
We saw another dirt ball tonight. When is that going to end? You see, he's the kid in math class who still thinks 3 + 2 is 6.
Like I said, you hit Barrett. There's Berrios. He's got 2 steps on those 2 defenders. Yeah. You hit him, he's still running. More cutting across the middle there on the slanting across the middle. You throw it way out in front of him. He's wide open. Yeah. What are you doing?
Agree. And all those fans who love Zach will tell you he was rusty rusty, and that's
No.
fine. Say what you want. I don't do this show to argue with people. This kid is not the answer.
No.
He's not. I will root for him as long as
any serviceable NFL quarterback makes those couple of throws.
Yeah.
I mean, you got guys wide open. Did you see the frustration?
He's not even up to.
Did you see the frustration on Garrett Wilson's face when he was just going crazy?
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't watch the post game because I would love to hear what Zach's going to say in the locker. Because you know what? They're going to ask him the same questions. Now, I know the defense let us down on that last drive, but they're going to ask him the same question. Did you feel like you played well? Did you feel like you admit? Hopefully he answers well because, and Kevin, you know I'm a diehard. I'm sorry, but I think this game was so earth-shattering to me, in my opinion. Just my opinion. They don't win another game.
No, that's it.
Season 7-10.
You're gonna slide now. Yep.
We finished the season 7-10, just like that Favre year, or just like that Pete Carroll year when he did the choke sign and Miami fakes and beat us, and we never recover. We don't recover from this. I'm hoping I'm wrong, but you know what has to happen now, Kevin?
Oh, yeah.
All the rating of their games.
Sure.
The Chargers have to keep losing.
No.
Jets. Some films has to send all their Jets games over this year to the NFL because where Zach Wilson wasn't a touchdown, and I wish somebody could get him on our program because if you listen closely, he was just about to say how it was a touchdown, but when it came down that it wasn't, he changed his thinking because he has to stick up for his referee brethren.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Listen, there was. I forget who was it. Smith?
My point is, hold on a second. I'm sorry, Kim. Just give me.
Go ahead.
I'm listening. Smith, go ahead.
Was it Smith in the end zone?
No. And the holding. The
of course.
Yeah, they should have put it on the goal line. I know.
Of course.
I know. And Charles Davis, who I used to like, I can't stomach anymore when he does our games. He said it wasn't.
I cannot stand
and I used to like Charles Davis. I think when he calls my games, I can't stomach him. But here's what I want to say. Where they did not give Zach Wilson the touchdown. Why? Because he's a New York Jet and he's Zach Wilson. Where the fuck did instant replay last night see Josh Allen make that safety? I mean, that 2-point conversion. Why? Because Buffalo's the team that everyone wants. That's the team everyone's talking about?
I guess.
Now, I understand the ball barely touched the white and they gave it to him. I understand the rules, folks. But Zach Wilson looked like half his head was. They're going to come up. I heard Gene Scoto come with some cockamamie. When he landed, the ball was behind him.
His elbow was down.
Yeah, I'm sick of it, Kev. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to blame the refs for everything. This team has a lot to learn. It doesn't matter who puts on this uniform. Yeah, it doesn't matter. The name on that a chance today to beat a team that, I'm sorry, I know the records are the same, but I don't feel this team is on par with us.
No, oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I know what you're going to say. Absolutely.
I feel like if Mike White was healthy, I'm sorry, we won this game. Minus Quinnen. Listen, I said it to you earlier in last week's podcast. I understand he's hurt, but I'm done with Corey Davis.
You needed to be on the field.
And I'm done with him. Concussion, I get it. And listen, we're not going to have Mims this weekend either on Thursday.
Nope.
There's no way he's going to be ready. And you're not going to have Quinnen Williams. He's not going to be ready. And for anyone out there who doesn't think Trevor Lawrence is better than Zach Wilson, crazy. You're crazy. This kid, This kid progresses. Zach doesn't. I'm sorry. Another
Nope.
dirt ball today, overthrowing the receivers. And I understand everyone's going to tell me, oh, well, he didn't play for 3 weeks. I'm tired of he just cost us our season. And what? We're going to probably have to live with him next year.
Hasn't played in a couple weeks. Hasn't played in a couple weeks. You got guys in this league that haven't played in like a year or two and come in off the bench and are like, oh, wow, firing it all over the place.
Yeah, I'll name you one guy. San Francisco 2-0. 2-0.
There you go.
And he
everything
like this, he's probably gonna make Garoppolo out.
Everything's a struggle with him. Everything's a struggle. Yeah, you get that. Yeah, you get that. Yeah. You know, and every once in a while he makes this. Yeah, good throw. Okay, yeah, good play. Wow, we had a good play. Wow, he actually completed the pass.
You know who's Kevin? Canseco. He hits that 600-foot home run, and everyone jumps up on their feet and they say, "This is why we signed this kid. This is what we love about him." But the other 5 times he shits the bed and throws a pick. That pick today was ridiculous.
Yep.
That pick cost us 3 points.
Yes. Yes. That pick was.
Yeah.
He just stepped back. Oh, here you go. Here you go. Let me just loft it up. Let me just loft it up in the air and see who comes down with it.
In a big game, our punter shit the bed. And you know I like Brandon, man. I think he's been one of our best for a while, but I think they got to look for someone else next year. I don't know who, what, where, how, but they got to look for someone else.
I mean, what are they going to say now?
In the end zone.
What are they going to say now? Oh, we got 3 more.
Listen,
we got 3 games left. We still got 3 games.
Yeah.
A lot of football left. Yeah. A lot of football left.
Yeah. And listen, I had somebody tell me today, because we were on the street and I had a jet hat, he had a jet hat, who said, and he's probably right. You know what? We're probably going to lose today, but kind of be somewhat happy because we're 7-7. And who expected that? This is why our team sucks, because us as Jeff fans, even me included, we're happy. Like we're going to play the other side of the corner and say, well, and I'm famous for saying this, Kevin. I must say this to you every show, and I'm a douche for saying it all the time. Well, Kevin, if I told you we were going to be 7-7 on December 18th, you signed for it. Enough with me too. I got to stop with that bullshit, because this is the fucking game that they should have won.
Yes. Yes. Any team worth of salt wins this game.
In your home field, one of the worst defenses in the league, been averaging 31 points a game, held you bums to 17. Going to come on and say, no Corey, no Mims, no Zavon Knight, no Michael Carr, no this and that, no EVT, no blah, 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 and all the list. They're going to give you the whole armload list of all the injuries.
Wide open receivers.
You want to be known as a player?
Wide open receivers, throwing it over their head, throwing it into the ground. You know.
No, that you won't hear, Kev. You're going to hear, well, what did you expect? The kid didn't play for 3 weeks. And they'll start throwing Connor McGovern under the bus. And they'll throw Herbig under the bus. And they'll start throwing Fant under the bus. I understand Fant had a bad penalty. I get it. But, like, when are we going to start to say Zach and LaFleur do not mesh? Whether LaFleur does not have the confidence in him, or Zach is just the player who we thought he was, Kevin. Like Denny Green said, right? We knew who Zach Wilson second.
Yep. Hey,
I
man.
said it to you. I'm not an X's and O's guy. I know diddly poo about X's and O's. And I told you, I was worried about Zach from the moment they picked him, because he played in a cupcake league.
Mm-hmm. No competition.
With a cupcake schedule. Yeah. Yeah. Hated Trevor Lawrence. The kid is getting better under Peterson.
And you're going to
They
have
came
people.
back again.
You're also going to have people say, "Oh, defense holds them on that last drive."
I know.
I don't know.
Repeat
It's
myself.
just.
That's sport.
Go ahead.
No, I know a couple of weeks ago I was praising Albrecht and I said I take all my comments back, whatever. It just shows you that on the 4th and inches, that Albrecht and his defense, he called the play, assuming they were just going to go 4th and inches up the middle, and he dicked them. He stuck it right up their green and white ass for 50 yards to a tight end, wide fucking open.
Yep. And nobody
50
there.
yards on 4th and our season. 4th and inches. And I thought they would give up the first down, but I thought they'll get the first down.
Right, yeah,
and then
sure.
We'll tighten the grip. We'll for the life of me, Kevin, for the life of me, I never thought on 4th and inches we give up 50 yards to a 225-pound tight end who, to quote Chris Berman, stumbling, bumbling all the way into the fucking end zone. And Willie Fox made an attempt as if he was holding eggs and didn't want to break the eggs the way he tried to tackle him. I'm done, Kevin. I'm done. I'm not going to sit here all night and talk this bullshit. And I'm telling you, I'm not listening to any of my Jet Brethren podcasts. I'm not watching any of these shows because whatever these shows say, they write. That's why they do these shows. This is why the Good Morning Football, that they know better than. The only thing I know is as a Jet fan is that whenever I'm thinking, oh my, we finally turned the page, we fucking set the house on fire. Set the house on fire.
Open your legs. Here comes the kick.
Yeah. And Salah, what are you thinking about? You have all 3 timeouts left. You can't save them for next week. Use them. Jared Wilson made that fucking catch, and you don't call a timeout. You let almost 22 seconds tick off the fucking clock. I know this. I'm screaming, timeout.
Let's take it back a little further in the game when we had a chance at least 3. When we had a chance at least 3 points. What's with the intentional grounding? What do you throw the ball away, and that's it. The intentional grounding, move it back.
Yeah.
Then you had
Well, Kevin, I wrote something down here. Let me see if I can find it.
Then you take a horrible sack, and before you know it, you're at the 50. When you were down at the 30.
Yeah. This is exactly what I wrote, Kevin. This was the second quarter. If anybody saw the movie The Replacements, great movie where Keanu Reeves' character says about quicksand. What's quicksand? What do you mean quicksand? It's when one play turns into another bad play, into another bad play. And here we go. Here's the perfect example of quicksand. Jets are in quicksand, I wrote, okay? 3 plays, all bad plays, okay? The intentional grounding, okay? Zach Wilson gets sacked, and then he overthrows the player on the 3rd down and ended that drive.
What is that? What do you say? Who's that on right there?
Terrible.
Who's that on?
Yeah, of course. I understand. Now, if LaFleur doesn't have any confidence in Zach, then Zach cannot be our quarterback. Or if LaFleur can't be our offensive coordinator.
No. Listen, the problem, I don't think the problem's the coordinator. Honestly.
You know what, Kevin? I want to agree with you, but this play calling was so vanilla. Detroit had everything on the line and 4th and inches, and this whole Jet brass thought, oh, they're just going to try to run it up the middle. Let's flood the box. Let's put 7 up there and stop that. That no one accounted for the tight end. No coach saw the tight end wide open and called the timeout.
Standing over there and went, whoa, 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 whoa.
No one saw that because they all said, oh, they got up the middle because that's conventional thinking. This is not your father's NFL. These coaches today don't give a shit. They go for Detroit's famous for stuff like this. 50 yards on 4th and inches. I was even willing to give up the first down.
And a dagger to your season.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm sorry, Kevin. They may. I think they're gonna lose the next 3. I think this took the wind out of their sails. They might,
yes.
Yeah. Again, Jekyll and Hyde, because that's what it is being a Jet fan. They might win the next 3. I don't know, but so much has to happen now. So much. Where they could have been 8-6, they would have jumped over Miami, and they could have been sitting pretty tonight.
They're still gonna say.
Now, and I know
I haven't seen any post game, but they're still gonna say, "Oh, we got 3 games left, and on to the next one. We'll come in, watch the film, make the corrections. We'll
Kevin,
move on to
Jacksonville. I asked you this question. Yeah, Kevin, I asked you this question when we did our show on Friday night. If Zach doesn't beat Jacksonville, and now you have 10 days off before Seattle, are you saying to yourself as an organization, listen, the season's done, let's see what this kid is, or are you going back to Mike White? I think at this point you got to see what Zach Wilson is, because even if you go back to Mike White after Jacksonville, if we lose, we're 7-8. We're not going anywhere.
Right. And if I got any hopes of White being my QB for next year, why would I put him out there?
Yeah, exactly.
Why would I put him out there?
Now, here, and this is the way Jet law works, right? New England will lose tonight, right?
Yeah, yes.
New England will lose. The Chargers will lose tonight.
Nothing will change, and you blow a huge opportunity.
But not only so much that, we'll still be considered in the hunt, and we either have to throw in a half-ass Mike White, and I mean half-ass in the sense that I shouldn't even have said that. We got to throw in a beat-up Mike White to hope to recoup some, or we have to hope that Zach could be Trevor Lawrence, and I don't think he can. Watching what Trevor did today and watching how Trevor is progressing week to week under Peterson, and how Zach is just faltering.
And, everybody says how he was 5-2 as a starter or whatever he was, despite himself.
Yeah.
A couple of those games, Brees Hall won himself. So, I mean, honestly, but.
Yeah. And that's another.
Till he got hurt, but.
I know. Somewhere down the line, we're going to hear, well, be patient. We're going to get back. We're going to get Becton back. We're going to get Elijah Vera Tucker back. We're going to get AVT back. We're going to get Corey Davis back. Mims will come back. This guy will come back. This guy will come back. This guy. Blah, 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 blah.
It's a long.
Everyone's coming back, but it's the same result.
It's a long off season. First of all,
it's the same result.
You were here now.
It's the same result.
You were here now.
Yeah.
You were here now. The moment was now, and you blew it.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who's coming.
What you saw today with this. Yeah. Kevin, this was the same game just 7 years later that we saw against Buffalo. Everything on the line, everything to play for, everything the Jet fans want because we're loyal fans, and you shit the bed.
Yep.
You shit the bed.
Yep.
You shit the bed.
Same game we saw in Pittsburgh in the AFC Championship.
Yeah.
Same game we saw in Denver in the AFC Championship.
And you
Same,
know what, Kevin?
it's a bit, but I mean, whenever it doesn't matter who it is, and look at who the coaches were then, but it
Yeah,
doesn't
but
matter. It
but
doesn't matter.
you know, I understand what you're saying, Kevin. Where I'm going to be different from you is that at least we got to. I know we didn't take this step to get it, but we got to it.
Right.
We're not
Yeah.
even getting to the playoffs because when all was on the line and your season ended, when everyone said it, the playoffs started today. We did not do what we were supposed to do. Yep.
No.
Yep. We did not do. And I'm sorry, I wasn't going to waste an hour watching SNY and listen to Cologne and Bart Scott tell us all the things we know. This kid is not ready. This offensive coordinator does not have faith in this kid. This kid and Garrett Wilson do not have chemistry. There is no chemistry with him and any of his receivers.
You have wide open guys and you're throwing it over their head. And not just once, twice, 2, 3, 4 times. And you're mentioning the dirt balls again. Here we go. I even typed to you. I said, here we go, dirt ball.
And you want to know something, Kevin, what kills me? Yeah, the offense shit the bed on that last drive, but that was the only touchdown they gave up the whole game. The other touchdown came on special teams.
I don't know, man. What a time to give it up, right?
Yeah. Well, Kevin, let's call it what it is. The black cloud is never gonna leave because think about it. The biggest game in 7 years, and we lose LaMarcus Joyner. We lose Quinnen Williams. Corey Davis doesn't recover quick enough from the concussion. First play, great catch by Mims. You're thinking, we're gonna start lighting this D up, and he gets a concussion. Detroit did what any good coaching staff does. They sat down all week and they said, you know what? Let that offensive pass beat us. We're not going to let these running backs beat us. And they stuffed the shit out of our running game for 4 quarters, and there was no creativity in the run. No creativity in anything.
And that's what everybody knows. Everybody knows you make this quarterback beat you. Because most likely he can't.
I know, Kevin, but once you saw how the first half went, where was some creativity in the second half? At one point, I was going to text you end of the third quarter and say, we might have less yards in this game than we did the New England game in the second half. And then finally, we came around a little bit in the fourth quarter. Detroit scored in every quarter. We scored in 2. Not that that matters, but
I don't know.
And now on short rest, we're going to play Jacksonville, who kind of feels like, and they have a longer shot than we do, but they're going to feel rejuvenated to come in on prime time. And like you said, now the number 1 quarterback versus the number 2 quarterback. He's probably going to light it up against us. I hope not, but.
And I don't. Listen, I don't even think it matters anymore. Honestly, you let it go. You let it get away. That's it.
Yeah, and again, Kevin, Quinnen Williams is a beast, and he needs a contract. JFM is the least and didn't deserve the contract he did because when his partner in crime couldn't play, he did not take over. That D-line was silent as crap today.
Yep.
Silent as they gave Goff back there all the time in the world. When Iron Eagle and Charles Davis is constantly saying it, and yet no one did anything. No creative blitzes, no, switching up the pack and nothing. It was the same vanilla. 4 guys go after him. 4 guys go after him. 4 guys go after him.
Same crap. Frozen again. Oh man, this is crazy. Well, I don't know what you're saying because I can't hear you.
No.
So
Brandon Man, and I threw him under the bus too. Brandon Man for a punt. Balls on and out. Anyway, Kevin, this podcast tonight is giving us the shits. It's shitting the bed. Let's call it a night. Hopefully it plays back for you. It's just all luck, you know?
We'll say, yeah, of course. Of course.
All
just fitting with the day. All right.
Yep.
We'll talk to you guys Wednesday, I guess.
All right, my brother. I'll talk to you on Wednesday. Yep. Yeah,
Sounds
Wednesday.
good.
Yeah.
We'll talk to you later. Till then, jet up. Yeah. Throw up.